Are we about to talk about set 3 before we even talk about set 2? Hell yeah, we are! Let's talk about it! What's up, captains? Welcome back to the other decks. My name is Casual Dobo, and today we are jumping to set 3 because there is a deck that I am super excited about, and if you clicked on this video, you already know what it is. It is the new Nami leader card. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is what Nami says. So this is a mono blue leader, 5,000 power, but as an additional rule, when your deck reaches 0 cards, you win the match instead of losing it. So the mill is real. And then also Dawn ×1, when your opponent takes damage to their life through the attack of this leader, you may trash 1 card from the top of your deck, which adds a little bit to that mill. And so here we see that there is a new type of win con that you can have in the One Piece trading card game, which, you know, coming from Digimon, right? That's my background. I've done content on Digimon on this channel. We never got a win con like that. And trust me, I would have loved it because, oddly enough, I was very good at milling myself. Looking at you, Beelstarmon. And I am kind of like oddly excited about this, maybe a little too excited about this, just because, you know, I've experienced this type of mechanic in other card games, namely Magic. That's right, in my commander deck, I do run the infamous mill myself out combo of Isochron Scepter, Dramatic Reversal, and Laboratory Maniac. If you know, you know. But why now? Why make a video about it now when we haven't even touched anything in OPO2, didn't do any reveals? We don't do reveals in general on this channel, but the thing is, there was a card that was revealed today that is so influential that I had to do a video. Because now we're starting to see what the deck is actually supposed to do, what the deck is going to look like, and seeing a bit of the support that is there for it. So I want to go ahead, cover those cards, and just talk about why Nami is someone you should be looking at in OPO3. Alright, so the first card I do want to mention is Zeph. This is a 5 cost to play, 6,000 power, does have counter potential, but Dawn ×1, when your opponent takes damage to their life through the attack of this character, you may trash 7 cards from the top of your deck. 7 cards is wild. And if you think about it, if you do the math, you know, obviously if this thing attacks 5 times, that is at least 35 cards as long as they go through. So that is pretty incredible. And then also it does have a secondary ability, on play, return up to 1 character that costs 3 or less to their owner's hand, and you may trash 2 cards from the top of your deck. So even more mill. Now, we haven't seen a whole lot of reveals from Blue, but I remember when this one came out, I was like, yes, this is the perfect thing to put on there, and it got my jank brain working, trying to think of what stupid shenanigans I can do in order to make this work, right? My first idea that I had wasn't going to work because it involved Mr. 1, Das Bones, but I then looked at his ability. It does require a Baroque Works leader. So the dream of Mr. 1 being a 12k swing is dead. But I still think that there are some cool things that we know of right now that can help this, and I'll talk about it later on towards the end of the video. But for now, I do want to talk about some other cards. So I wasn't really paying attention to this one when it was revealed. I'm talking too fast. So I wasn't really thinking about this one when it was first revealed, but the secret rare Sogeking, 7 costs to play, 6,000 power, but check this out. Besides the fact that this character is called Usopp for unknown reasons, on play, return a character that costs 6 or less to their owner's hand, so incredible balance of mechanic, right? Then draw 2 cards and then trash 2 cards. So I believe in Magic this is called looting, essentially where you trade a card in your hand for your deck, is essentially the mechanic of it. But draw 2, trash 2, very fantastic. Another great way to take the cards out of your deck, right? Does have 1k counter, is a secret rare, so you know we'll have to see how many ultimately are needed in the deck, you know, for cost savings. But yeah, as I was looking through OnePieceCardGame.dev, I noticed it, read the ability again, I was like, that could actually work. Speaking of similar effects, right? I think a couple days ago we got Kaya revealed. So this is a 1 cost to play, 0 power, but does have counter 2k, which is incredible. But on play, draw 2, trash 2. So once again, more looting, more cycling, and it's just really good to get through your deck. And for 1 cost to play, that's fantastic. And then now that I'm actually like thinking about it in my head, I'm starting to realize that all those times we were wondering about bounce mechanics and why you would ever want to, target your own character, you could do it defensively. But now, with so many on-play abilities that we have, we can actually use that to cycle through our deck even faster and mill ourselves even faster. So yeah, I am curious to see what kind of bounce mechanics we're going to have either from the set or things that we're going to toss in from the older stuff. Like, it might be a little overkill, but what's that 4-cost event card? I want to say Shambles, but it's not that. It's not Desert Spada either, but it is a crocodile one. Sables, Jesus. Yeah, Sable's a little bit overkill, but you kind of get the experience, right? Oh, Thrust Pad Cannon might actually come back into play. But yeah, of all those cards, those aren't even like the ones I was the most hyped about. The one that really made me want to do this video is the one that was released today. And that, my friends, is Usopp. Super rare Usopp, pre-time skip, really awesome. Love the artwork on both the regular and the parallel alternate art. But 4 costs to play, 5,000 power, so a good body, natural attacker. Has Rush, and that's nuts. I believe this might be the first blue card that has Rush on it, and so even if you're not running the Nami deck, you might be able to use this for some nice, very unexpected pressure onto your opponent. And then also Dawn ×1, so attach 1 Dawn onto it. When your opponent takes damage to their life through the attack of this character, you may trash 7 cards from the top of your deck. And please note that that is a you may ability, at least that's how it's translated, and so even if you do attach Dawn onto it, you don't actually need to mill anything. So if you are using it in some other blue deck in OPL3, just know that you don't have to mill with him. So he is just a very good standalone card, and that's also why he's a super rare. And while we're here, I do want to just appreciate the alternate art. I think both of these are just fantastic arts. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Super excited about OPL3. I love the sort of theme of pre-time skip East Blue, and really loving the mechanic and the mill ability that we have with these decks. Is this going to be a top meta deck? I'm not sure. Now, if we got a blocker that milled, that'd be kind of nice. But that does remind me, there are some things that, we know of already that can really play well into this. So obviously anything that allows us to draw is fantastic, and like I said, if we could have something that could block and do the same, is great. Luckily we do in OPL1 the super rare Boa Hancock blocker, and then Dawn ×1 when attacking or on block, if you have 5 or less cards in hand, draw a card. And if you want to know, in OPO2 there were some, trashing cards from hand, drawing mechanics that could play well here. A little less so, that's a little less obvious, but I think if someone's going to play around with it, there's some, rationale towards that. But the potential combo I wanted to talk about the most is an old favorite. Let's bring back starter deck Sentomaru. So if you play blue or played against blue in the deck limited battles especially, you might know Sentomaru already, but 3 cost to play, 4,000 power, does have a counter in 1k, but Dawn ×1, activate main once per turn, rest 2, play up to 1 cost 4 or lower Pacifista from your deck, then shuffle your deck. That's right, what I am proposing, and probably going to be at least a candidate for God of Jank, I'm sure, is East Blue Nami Sentomaru Pacifista combo. We'll work on the name. But the idea is that not only are you getting great value from your Zeph, your Usopp, your Soga King, but if you have Sentomaru out on the field, you don't even need to attack with it, you just need to activate that ability, and you are able to thin out your deck by putting Pacifistas from your deck onto the field, and put up blockers, and then also get closer and closer to your win con. Now, is this like a make or break card for this? No, absolutely not. But it does help you to just get like inch by inch closer to your win con, and honestly, that is enough. That is all we need. Because I mean, if you really think about it, let's just do the math real quick, right? 50 card deck, at least 10 cards are going into your hand as well as the life. So you're starting off at 40. If you get a Zeph and hit with all 5 attacks, right? That's 35. That leaves you with about roughly 5 cards left that you need to mill. If you're able to play Sentomaru on curve, that reduces it potentially by 1, putting it at 4. And the more times you can do it without your opponent being able to answer that, the better off you're going to be. But I do think that that's going to require a little bit of testing just to see, you know, how well and how smoothly that works out. But I'm very, very interested in trying to test it. But yeah, we'll have to see how it all shakes out. But anyway, that is my idea for the Nami deck. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about Nami. Do you think it's a good ability? Do you at least think it's an interesting ability? And if you're excited about Nami, tell me, how are you going to build it? Because I'm curious. I want to know because I think that there's a couple of different ways that you can, and I'm excited to see what y'all come up with. But anyway, I think that'll do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And captains, remember, build what you like, play what you love. And I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one.